Jimmy moved different from Bill. Bill calls a lot on his boxing experience, I think. And Jimmy is fast, but I don't think that, you know, this is my belief in training, and Jimmy said the same thing, but I believe you can work out real slow and make yourself fast. Because it's the whole thing of the structure of your body moving with flow. And if you can do that perfectly, then you're going to have speed. You don't have to work out fast. Because when you work out too fast, you get slow. There's Jerry there when he used to be a regular person. Before he went to the temples and learned all that neat stuff.
He was in the desert, huh?
Yeah, yeah. He just baked his brain out there. Well, you know, we never heard about his combat before in my life. I really...
that's Jerry Peterson?
Well, that the other guy was. Oh. But...
most decorated soldier, though, right?
Yeah, I imagine. There he is there. That's where he used to work at. But he will never come and tell us that, all that garbage he stuff. I'd like him to come up and tell us, you know. He won't do it. He was one of Woolsey's. He came up to Woolsey.
That's kind of what it looked like when he was doing this,
yeah. With
the hand coming back the other way.
Well, you know, I could always tell the Woolsey guys that come over because he counts.
That's Woolsey right there.
No, that's yeah, that's Woolsey. Yeah.
How thin he is. My
yeah.
goodness.
I'm going to tell Halsey. I'm going to tell him I got some pictures of Jerry Peterson just whooping you. But
we covered that sentence, Bill. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we put on a thing in this school. In fact, I'm going to add Bill. I'm going to catch heat, but I'm going to add Bill and Ron Bradburn to. This is priceless. This is priceless.
How old is he?
This is okay. Let me explain this to you. This is the day that. Should have caught. This is the day that Inside Kung Fu, I don't know if you've seen that Inside Kung Fu where we're standing there, his class, a small class, and they came and got pictures of him. Well, he's puffing himself up in between doing his dynamic tension in order so that, I didn't even know I had this until I, you'll see an Oriental girl here that was a photographer.
Corey.
It's funny, guys will come up to you, know Master Corey, do you know, God, yeah, we've been only 20-some years, all these guys, I guess all arts are like that, the guys branch out, here's Jimmy puffing up a little bit.
He's late 60s, isn't he?
You want to take that part right there? What are you doing?
Sure. But he's in his late 60s there, would you say?
Oh yeah, yeah. Now he's working his legs. See him working his legs? Ooh.
He said that's how he got his body, pretty much?
Oh yeah. Oh, he didn't believe in weights. You know, nobody really works heavy weights. Everybody that does that, it hurts themselves sometimes. It's not a good way. I'll tell you a story. There's just a little more of this, but I'll tell you a story of this guy was. We're private investigators in poly examiner, so we working with this attorney, and he's like 65 years old, and he makes a big thing out of I can press 400 pounds. You know, so every time he says, well, how many attorneys or how many 65-year-olds can press 400 pounds? So I was in his office one day, and he starts putting on his coat, and he's going, ooh, ooh, ooh. He's in pain from his shoulders, you know. And I said, what's the matter? Well, he says you can't have it both ways. You can't press 400 pounds. And I said, yeah, but I know a lot of old ladies, 85, who put on their own coat, you know. But anyways, that's just a sample of the kind of stuff we have. And I'm toying with the idea of putting, okay, let me run this by you. How many people would be interested in, see, I wasn't going to sell the videos. I had it in my mind never to sell them. Take them to my death, you know, because Jimmy was always so paranoid about people. But Bernie's selling everything. I mean, it's just, so I'm wondering if, for example, we put out a video of 2 hours with Jimmy, one of his advanced classes. You probably get 8 techniques, a form, and his talks, this whole thing, when we'd have the thing going. How many people would be interested in something like that? Okay, because I'm toying with that idea, and because if I don't, she's going to do it in bits and pieces, and I'd just soon have you get the whole thing. We've got about 104 videos of Jimmy and his class on 4 to 6 hour, and I actually got to get them on 2 because I don't want to distort them. So anyway, we're seriously thinking about doing that, but we've got to go slow. We're also going to put out a pictorial of some of the pictures that have never been seen before. Jimmy, Joe said he'll work with me and he's got a lot of stills. I don't have many stills, and so we're thinking about putting out a special edition of maybe 15 to 20 of the really neat pictures where he's posing. So anyways, let me turn it over to Barbara, and she'll tell you a little bit about the journal and the offer she has tonight. We're not trying to, first of all, I want you guys to understand, we're not trying to sell you stuff to make money. We're trying to get some subscriptions so we can survive. I think maybe it's been discussed, maybe it's not, but she's actively called schools and said don't subscribe.
Bernie has called schools.
How many schools?
Bernie has called schools and said
Bernie.
don't
How many schools
subscribe.
do you know of?
Oh, I've got maybe 7 or 8 have told me about it.
What is her
Clear
primary
back to
opposition
Michigan.
to it? What is her problem?
She wants to control it. She wants to control everything. And so we said, hey, we've got stuff to say. We're going to call it. See, she doesn't want the old stories and stuff of Jimmy getting out, how he's fought guys. And you guys probably heard of when we got hit with the meat cleaver and all that stuff.
I hear about that one.
Okay. Well, there's some pretty serious fights he's been in. And she wants to portray him as, I just want to portray him as what he was. He wasn't a saint, but he was a good-hearted guy. And I think if we change things, we're really doing him a disservice. So she wants to control and make sure she doesn't want those stories told, and I'm going to do it. And not to hurt him, but so you guys understand what he's all about. How he really knew what he was doing and how his fighting proved out many times. I've used this hundreds of times. I specialize in warrant arrests, and people didn't want to go peacefully, and it's never let me down. I'm not saying I can't get hurt. I've been hurt a few times, but I always got the person. And so, it's a good art, and I think you guys should know about it. So,
One time, just on that thing with, up there, Jack would say how Jimmy would tell him, I can't tell Bernie some of these things.
Oh yeah.
There's lots of things he never told her.
Oh yeah.
Didn't want her to know about.
She doesn't have a very in-depth understanding, and that's what. If you just get the understanding she's got, you're going to miss a big piece of this art. And I'm sorry. I mean, you can show her this if you want, but I'm telling you from my heart. And it's not. So we're just trying to survive because money's still coming out of my pocket to publish this. So whatever help we can get. Barbara will tell you about it. I think.